ladies and gentlemen, for coming. My name is Humphrey Bodangle, MP for Uxbridge and South Ruislip. Now, I want to thank you all for showing your support in coming here today to talk about the issue of homelessness and what we are doing about it. Now, it's important to us in government that we demonstrate to you we are dedicated to dealing with the homeless issue. And so we've thrown together this little presentation, to sort of bring you up to speed on the progress we've made so far, and I suppose a little bit of tooting our own horn, as it were. So, since 2002, the government has made homelessness a priority, developing proactive strategies to fight homeless people up and down the country. Now, some charities, such as Shelter, will tell you that the answer to homelessness is stopping people from becoming homeless in the first place. Things like more affordable housing. We disagree. We both know these would take a lot of time and money, and we don't want to have to sit in our offices thinking of sensible solutions to remedy the issue. And so we've come up with far cheaper, easier and quicker methods of dealing with homeless people, and in some cases even found a way of making a small amount of profit, you'll be glad to hear. So to begin with, we have drafted plans to find the following. Tents. So unsightly, aren't they? They belong in the woods, in the camping grounds, not in our city centres. And so we will be making it a finable offence to erect, assemble, occupy or use a tent in any unauthorised area, with fines up to £1,000. Could you imagine the boost to our economy if every homeless person were charged £1,000? We are trying. Yes, budget cuts. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, it's thanks to the taxpayer, you guys, that we are able to continue our efforts, but unfortunately it does cost quite a bit of money to think of all these brilliant ideas and write them down. So we thought the best thing to do, rather than asking you guys for a bit more money, is to cut funding to some of our more unnecessary policies. And if we're going to be able to fine homeless people for their tents, well, that obviously means that we don't need to help as much with the people who have already been rehoused, because that totally makes sense. And so we will be cutting funds to things like supporting people, because we don't need to do that anymore. Now, originally, we were going to cut £10 million from this fund, but unfortunately, due to backlash and media attention and, protests, we had to cut just £5 million in the end. I mean, 10 million, it's not that big of a deal, is it, guys? It's not that much money. And, it's almost as if some people don't want us to deal with homeless people. But one thing is clear, we are trying. Additionally, we can make it a finable offence for leaving your bags and rucksacks and things in shop doorways, up to £2,500 for that one. And let's not forget here, guys, let's not forget, homeless people, their bags and tents and things, they're absolutely having a detrimental effect on the quality of life for the locality. And so with that effect, we can also make homeless people antisocial behaviour. So there'll be a few more quid there, we reckon, as well. Public Space Protection Orders, PSPO. If we're going to be able to fine homeless people for their bags and things, well then it's clear that we needed to let councils across the country know that they can criminalise homeless people for being homeless. And so through the use of PSPO, we can arrest homeless people. We can put them in prison for not having a home. This would probably be the quickest method of dealing with homeless people, but we don't predict a lot of, cost effectiveness, and so we're still umming and ahhing at this one, as it were. Oh yeah, that's right. So there may or may not have been some claims that our current statistics on homeless people are not totally representative of the whole problem. And this is because of something that they're calling the hidden homeless. That some people are homeless, but have managed to find temporary accommodation with like friends or relatives or things. But I mean, come on, if they have temporary accommodation, then they aren't homeless, are they, right? It's the very definition of the word. And so we feel that the best way to proceed with this is to just ignore it and to carry on as if we hadn't heard it, okay? Oh. This one's our favourite. Defensive architecture. Our boldest statement from us to you, that we are here to protect you from homeless people. You know, no longer will your eyes have to behold the degradation of the lowest of society. You know, if they choose not to live in a home, and it's definitely a choice on their part, trust us on this, guys, then they shan't darken our city centres and shop doorways. Well, not without risk of serious injury or impalement, anyway. We've already received major support on this measure. We're all big fans. We are dedicated to showing to you that we are here to protect you from homeless people. You don't want them sleeping in your city centres? We will ban tents and install defensive spikes to stop them. And you know, we've made so much progress since we started, guys, but you know, don't take my word for it. Hear it from the lady herself.
While I'm talking about the report of the Labour government, statutory homelessness peaked under the Labour government and is down by over 50% since then. It's this government that is delivering for people on housing.
That was Theresa May at Prime Minister's questions yesterday using inaccurate and misleading figures about homelessness.
No, that's not the
The government
video.
was actually
That's not the video. Can we-
these figures?
can we cut that, please? Can we cut? This isn't meant to be playing, actually. That's not the video I sent you. That's not the. Can we cut the video, please? Don't listen to this, lady.
Theresa May
Can we?
used these figures yesterday.
we
She
cut the
knew
video?
they weren't.
Fucking video.
In other words, she knows it misled
That's not actually the video I sent you. That's not the video I sent you. I'm gonna get fucking fired for this. Can you at least cut the fucking audio or something, please? Oh, fuck.
Under the present government, homelessness has almost doubled since 2010. It's doubled. 250,000 people experienced homelessness in Britain last year. 250,000, including 50,000 kids. You and I wouldn't deliberately lie about something like this. We wouldn't deliberately mislead our friends and neighbours and those we don't know about. So why should it be acceptable for politicians? It isn't. Any politician engaging in this sort of behaviour should be found to be in contempt of Parliament. The majority of people in this country are inherently honest. Is it too much to ask for our politicians to be the same?
So there you have it. Now, a word of warning. This is Stratford. There's a serious homeless issue right here. I don't know if you've ever seen how many homeless people congregate in Stratford Centre each night. You know, upwards of about 40 or 50, you know, each and every night. Well, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear that through our efforts, back in January, we were able to evict them all at 4:30 in the morning with notices that Newham Council is satisfied they're having a detrimental effect on the quality of life. And look at this bit. Fines of up to £20,000. We actually went and did this. Hold the applause. So, from us to you, we are trying. Promise.